We have a massive fight in the featherweight division. Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva is being targeted for UFC 324, the first Paramount Plus card. And I just got word there that Ilia Topuria is not actually going to be on this card. So this is a massive fight in the featherweight division. We all saw the rumors of Arnold moving up. But before we get into it, I am 20 subscribers off 1,000 subscribers. I hit 10,000 likes today, and like we're at 1.8 million views or something like that. So it fucking blows my mind. So please, if you are watching this and you haven't, please just subscribe. It would mean I'd be forever grateful. Thank you so much. But enough of that soppy fucking shit. Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva. And we're also going to have a look at the featherweight rankings in this video, so we can kind of really decide how much of a factor this fight is going to be. Now, if you're new here, you don't understand how high I am on Arnold Allen. If you are an OG and you've watched the channel for the last 2 years, even though I have not been consistent up until like the last couple of months, you know I am an Arnold Allen fan. I think Arnold Allen has the best footwork in the featherweight division. I think he is one of the most skillful fighters in the whole UFC. I just don't think that he fights enough because he's always fucking injured. He always breaks his hand, or he recovers and then breaks something else. The dude is as frail. Like, he's made of glass, but he is a cannon. He's an absolute cannon. And I'm picking Arnold to beat Jean Silva for a few reasons. The first reason I want to talk about is footwork. I think Arnold Allen has the best footwork in the featherweight division. I think he has incredible takedown defense. All you need to do is go back and look at the Movsar Evloev fight. You can see how good Arnold is at staying on his feet, but also getting back up. Now, he had that dodgy fight many years ago when he was like very fucking ill, terminally ill, Jesus. And he got the submission win. I can't remember who was against. I can't remember the guy's name. But he's been at the top of featherweight for so long. Now, he has been out a year and a half. But if you follow Arnold's career, you know that Arnold isn't exactly unfamiliar with being inactive. He's kind of always been an inactive fighter. He's always been one to fight once a year, twice a year. We had a run there of him fighting like twice a year, like kind of consistently back to back as well. He had the Calvin Kattar fight, he had the Max Holloway fight, and he had the Movsar Evloev fight, Giga Chikadze. So he's been in there with the best. He had a bit of a skid. I personally thought he beat Movsar Evloev. The Arnold versus Max fight definitely was a little bit... It definitely made me question some things, but it was right there. He was just losing the rounds, okay? And if you put the foot in the gas a little bit more, maybe it would have been a little bit different. I really want to see Arnold as champ. And I think Jean Silva is a dangerous stylistic fight for Arnold as well, though. But I always going to pick the more skillful fighter. And I do think Arnold is a more skillful fighter. I do worry about Jean Silva's boxing in the pocket. But I also think Arnold has quite a good style to where his footwork on the outside. He's kind of like a bunny rabbit. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Dominic Cruz. If anybody watched the Giga Chikadze fight, he was actually outstriking Giga Chikadze. He didn't even need to use the wrestling, which is incredible. Like, that's an incredible achievement in itself. Being able to outstrike Giga Chikadze is absolutely insane. And the straight left of Arnold, I think, is absolute money. It was absolute money against Calvin Kattar. It's been money in the past. He knocked out Dan Hooker. I don't necessarily think he's got power in his hands, but I think the footwork, the straight left, and his ability to stay standing gives him all the tools. I just worry. Jean Silva's like an assassin in the pocket. He's like a ninja. He gets in the pocket so quick, and then he's able to just kind of slice and dice. That's how I kind of like to describe Jean Silva, is slice and dice. Gets in the pocket, gets in the middle, does the damage, and gets out. I picked Diego Lopez to knock out Jean Silva. That was a great prediction from me, I won't even lie. And I noticed Lopez's chin is unbelievable. I don't have anything to say Arnold's chin is bad, because he's never been knocked out. He's never been finished. He's only lost to Movsar and Max in the UFC. So there's plenty of reasons to pick Arnold. You know, I'm not worried about the inactivity because he's always been inactive. There was a thing there for a while of him moving up to lightweight. I saw that the last couple of days. I really thought that was a shit idea, so I'm very happy to see him staying at featherweight. This looks to be completely locked in from what I've seen. I've seen a good few people posting this, so it isn't even a thing of this probably won't happen. Like, I'm pretty sure this is happening. Like, he's even tweeted saying you guys are going to like this one. And I love absolutely every single thing about this fight. I think this fight is absolutely banging. Okay, I love this fucking fight. and big implications for the featherweight division. If we have a little look-see at the rankings here, so the number one contender is Movsar Evloev, and I'm just going to move over here. The number one contender is Movsar Evloev, and Movsar Evloev pulled out against Aaron Pico not last minute, but quite short notices, okay? So I don't think he deserves anything. I think Movsar versus Lerone Murphy is a good fight. I think Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez is a good fight. Aljamain Sterling maybe versus Yusuf Salal is quite good. And then we have Silva versus Arnold. So the division is quite stacked. Now, where does that leave Volk? Did I click? No. Where does that leave Volk? Volk doesn't really have an opponent. I don't think Lerone Murphy deserves the title shot beating Aaron Pico with no wins in the UFC. I just don't believe that. Aaron Pico, literally, as soon as he fought anybody that could fight, he got chinned. Lerone Murphy's the biggest decision artist ever as well. He got an absolutely incredible elbow. But if you know Lerone Murphy, he's not a knockout artist. You shouldn't be getting title shots of beating people that are making their UFC debut. We're going to do this for Chandler. Chandler got one on his, he beat Dan Hooker and he got a title shot. But the way that the featherweight division is stacked at the moment, you have so many contenders. So Diego Lopez coming off a win. Yair Rodriguez coming off a win. Lerone Murphy coming off a win. Aljamain Sterling coming off a win. Arnold Allen coming off a win. Yusuf Salal coming off a win. So these kind of 7 people right here, I don't necessarily think anybody stands out a little bit more than the other. I genuinely think Aljo is in a prime position to get one more win to really set himself up. The Movsar Evloev fight was an absolutely incredible fight as well. That's one of the best scrambles you will ever see in the UFC. Ortega is kind of out of the division, thankfully. Arnold versus Silva. Jean Silva is quite low ranked as well. But I also think Jean Silva brings like a name value to where it kind of makes up for the ranking. Let me just have a little sip of my 7-Up here. He also kind of makes up for the ranking because he has such a big name. And he was in a number one contender fight with Diego Lopez just there. So what I'm thinking is, this fight could lead to a title eliminator. And if you know me, I fucking love title eliminators. I get more hype for title eliminators than I do for fights, or title fights, simply because I love knowing who's next. I love knowing who's the number one contender. I love knowing who's going to fight who. I just love knowing who's next. And this fight definitely leads into one of them, because I think if Arnold was to beat Jean Silva, it launches him up to maybe a Diego Lopez. Maybe, I don't know how the fuck Yair Rodriguez is number 3 in this division for so long. Let's have a little look-see at what Yair's done over the last couple of fights. Let's have a little look-see. So, he beat Pitbull in his debut. He beat Ortega. And that's it. And he still is leeching on the number 3 ranked. It bamboozles me. It bamboozles me, but this is a worrying stylistic fight. I would be worried as an Arnold Allen fan that Jean Silva might be able to get in the pocket and might be able to find the shots, because Jean Silva is so slick on the feet. I don't necessarily think the grappling, I'm not worried 1% about the grappling. I just love this fight. I think this is a great fight. Silva's ability, like I said, to get in and slice and dice is going to be an issue. But I also think Arnold's footwork and his ability, his left, I'm telling you, his straight left is going to be money in this fight. I genuinely think his straight left is going to keep Jean Silva from being able to slice and dice. And whenever Jean Silva does get in, just hit him with it. Keep jabbing him up. Keep teeping him up. Use your kicks. Arnold is very good at going to the body with his hands. That's one thing I've noticed. If you go back and look at the Giga fight, even the Calvin Kattar fight, very, very good, very, very sharp at going to... And actually, if you look at the hooks he was throwing to Movsar to the body in the first round, that's honestly what kind of won the fight for him, to be honest. We all know he won that fight. Hooks to the body. Arnold's ability to throw to the body is absolutely exceptional. And that's why I'm going to be picking Arnold Allen in this fight. But let me know what you think about this fight down below. 20 subs off, boys. We can let's just get to 1k subs. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.